Good. Now let's explore a couple more of these alpha tools. We have seen the lasso tool. It would be kind of difficult to draw something like this though with it. Here you see a kind of a perfect oval or circle or ellipse, and with the lasso tool you can certainly do some selections like these and you can throw around it here, but that would not be possible to easily create a shape like that. So one thing I'm going to do is kind of go backwards, erase all this, and Control D to clear the alpha, and then we'll just start with the rectangle selection tool. Okay, so that's a traditional selection tool that sometimes you'll use because you want to select a portion. Let's say for instance here, if I wanted to just select this much and then perhaps crop to that, right? So you would go to image and crop to that selection, or you could lift that into your brush, pick this up as a custom brush image. So you would go here, use the selection or select it as brush, and now you can paint with that all over. But that's not what we want to do here, so I'm gonna go and Shift K to kill everything here, and Control D to delete the shortcut there, the selection. And maybe I'm gonna go and select a brush. There's some totally oils brush. Okay, can put a couple of dabs and paint around like that here. Alright, so let's say I wanted to actually paint this kind of style, but only in a particular area that's in that selection. So select the rectangle and make a rectangle here. Actually, let's erase everything, and here's one rectangle. Now if I do another one, the first one will be gone unless I use my Shift key. So I can actually use the Shift key here to add a few different blocks, and if I use the right button and the Shift key down, it will cut a hole. So I can, for instance, cut this portion out here, or even something more sophisticated, and then perhaps reconnect it with the left button, and then perhaps also cut this way with the right button, and then this way again. No, that was too much. Undo that. Control Z or U for undo. There you go. So you see you can create some fairly sophisticated shapes, and now I'm going to go with the oval selection tool, and still with the Shift key down I can add to that selection, perhaps one's like this, another one like that. This one's going to be overlapping, and there's another one, and now I'm going to also do a right button click, so it's going to cut out some areas like these. Okay, so that hopefully gives you a good idea of what you can do when it comes to the selection. You can store that selection into a alpha snapshot. There you go. Let's go minimize that, and then we can perhaps go and paint with it. So now we're going to paint in there, and you can tell it's only allowing the paints to appear inside the selected regions. Maybe more easily seen if I select something like large cover brush, maybe reddish, select the red color, and you see it's going to appear only inside that selection. That's expected. What I'm going to do now is perhaps apply some other effects here. I can go and shrink it a little bit. Let's go shrink the alpha by a couple of pixels, like 6 or 7 pixels, so we now have a smaller area, and I'm going to select a different color and paint into that. So you now get some nice borders all around it. This is great with text effects, but also with just painting in there. And perhaps we can do some other effects like applying a glow effect, a drop shadow. That one's often used for some nice 3D depth. Perhaps we want to inverse the alpha at this time, invert the alpha, and then go and apply a little bit of embossing. And let's see what that does. It's not exactly the effect I was hoping for. Well, but anyway, you see there's a lot of things you can do by playing with those masks and the rectangle and the circle choice to paint with them. I'm going to go one more, perhaps the rake effect here. I'm going to paint and rake all around it, and you see it's only raking on the outside, the white area now, which is the selection that I inverted. And perhaps I want to make it a little bit more green, and there you go. And so that's that little bit of information about the rectangle alpha and circle alpha tool.